Hello everybody, how is it going? So today I wanted to go over some of the deck lists that I've been using lately in the videos. I just figured it'd be easier just to talk about all of them in one video rather than just kind of doing it before or after that singular video. So a lot of people are asking for the Law deck, so I'll start with that. Why not? Here he is, OP03 in Law. Honestly, I don't think there's a single OP03 card in here, but that's okay. There's a lot of very basic stuff that I don't think will ever change, and that's the 4 Makino, 4 Nami, 4 Dadan, 4 Otama, I got those mixed up, 4 Chopper, 4 Bonnie, 4 both the Laws, and I don't think any of that will really ever change. Beige is usually a staple, but if you're gonna cut a card, usually it is beige, so fair enough, But running 4 Brook, there's 4 Zoro in this version, and I'm running 2 Basil, 1 X-Drake, and 3 Radical Beams. And I think the cards that can change are X-Drake, the Basil, the amount of beams can change, and the amount of Zoros can change. Now, whatever changes you want to make, I still think Vista is a very good card, and depending how our meta kind of goes, we might see a lot of Zoro. Not saying that I don't think the OCG had any lack of Zoro, but Vista's still a really good card in that matchup, and if you're playing a lot of Zoro, having it in the deck is definitely, I think, a good idea. I've been testing the Basil. When it comes up, it feels great, but when it doesn't, it's just another 6k body. But in this deck, I don't think it's the worst when it's just a 6k body, because you still do have this restand law to get extra value off of it. And sometimes, when it gets in the work, you can have up to 3 swings on a big body, so really, really good. And this X-Drake is okay. He's okay. I kind of just didn't want to play 3 Basil because no counter. I didn't want to have so many cards that just have no counter. So I put in this is my other top end. But this is definitely something to consider. Some other events you can consider, like Punk Gibson, or I wouldn't say guard point unless you're maybe playing Buggy. There might be a new list that comes out that you run Buggy and more event heavy, kind of like Zoro. But I think right now this will be kind of the baseline for Law in the next set. Definitely could include Vistas. That's the main card I kind of think that maybe this list wants. But I'm running 4 Rush Zoro, kind of going back to that. I know a lot of people in OP01 played 4, so that's where we're at with Law and OP03. So let's go over some other decks. Have Ace right here. I don't know how much I love this list. I have only, I think, posted 2 videos using this deck list. It's okay. I don't know how much I love Ace. I don't know how much I like just how he plays. But we can go over it real quick. It's 4 Otama, 4 Buggy, 4 Izo, 4 Makino. That's our 1-drops. Have a bunch of events we'll go over, but we got 4 Jozu, mostly a 2k counter. Sometimes you play him, sometimes you don't. We have a 4-drop Marco, really good card. Blocker, doesn't really go away. And then we have 5-drop Marco, kind of same thing. Good attacker, also doesn't really go away. Also has the Vista effect, which is very good. For our top end, we're running 2 Ace and 3 Whitebeard. These numbers can definitely change. I think maybe if you want to run more Ace. I know some people have been running Shanks instead of Newgate. I'm not sure which is better. I haven't played enough of the deck to tell you. And then for the events, we got 3 Beams, 3 Seaquakes, 2 Whitebeard Pirates, 4 Flame Emperor, 3 Fire Fists, and 2 Jet Pistols. Again, I think all these numbers can change. It's just kind of what you want to run more of. You could probably just cut Seaquake if you don't like it. You could cut Fire Fist down to 2, or run 4, depending how much you like it or not. You do have to discard a card, but the effect is super strong, so I understand if you want to max out on this or not. And Jet Pistol is just kind of another trigger out of life, because Flame Emperor and Pistol both have the same trigger effect of just KOing a 6k or less, so super strong. What else can we go over? We have, let's look at Lucci. I know this is another one I've been playing a bunch, so we'll check him out. This is the Air Door version, you already know. So we got 4 Spandam, 2 Suru. Suru's just kind of a 2k counter. We have 4 Fukuro, 4 Tashigi, another 2k counter. We got 4 Bluno, 4 Jabra, 3 Kumadori, 4 Khalifa, 4 Kaku, 4 Sakazuki, 4 Borsellino, 3 Isho, 4 Air Door, and 2 Impact Waves. So, something I think that could change in this deck is just the amount of vanillas you play. This is mainly just to make sure Air Door doesn't miss, but I could understand cutting down on some of these to play maybe more 2K counters like Suru, max out on that. You could also play the 4th Isho. Yeah, this is pretty much just where I'm at with Lucci. I think this deck is super fun. Definitely just a lot more fun than Smoker was in OP02, kind of how I see it. But there's some cards that are just staples from OP02, like Borsellino, Sakazuki. And these cards probably won't leave just because, I mean, Borsellino just breaks the stat line norm, where it's usually a 5-cost 6k blocker. He's a 4-cost 6k blocker that also just can't be KO'd. And so is Fukuro. He just can't be KO'd, which is super strong. Like, the only thing that'll interact with these blockers are like something that'll rest them. So only really green is doing that to you, and sometimes purple. But yeah, super strong deck list. This card is really fun. Definitely give this deck a try if you want. I should have my Katakuri list here. Donuts. So yeah, let's just go over this real quick. 4 Pudding, good searcher. We love searchers. 4 Strusen, 4 of the 2K counter Pudding. 4 Sanji. 4 Brulee. 4 Cracker. 4 Perospero. Only 2 Smoothie. I still think the card is needed in some matchups, but not the best in others. Got 4 Shirahoshi, 3 of the 7-cost Big Mom, 3 of the 8-cost Katakuri, and then 4 of the 10-cost Big Mom. These cards are just, top end is really good. Top end is really, really good. And we're playing 3 Sovereignties and 3 Thunderbolts. I think the only time you'll actually hardcast Thunderbolt is when you're going for game and you have that extra life to spare. You just like kill a blocker and go for game, but otherwise, mainly playing this for the trigger. Trigger is super strong. You know, you can stack your life. You can kind of know when you're going to have it. So, really good to have around. And Sovereignty just being a really strong event counter. And also, you can like put this at the bottom of your life, and it'll save you late game. So, really good card. This is just a list. I'm not, again, you can always mess with the top end numbers. I'm not exactly sure what's correct. You could also just cut this card completely and play something like Daifuku as like a draw engine. He's pretty much just a bigger Sanji, so that's something to consider. But this is the list I'm on right now. I've been having a decent amount of success with it, so can't complain. Let's see what else we can go over. I do have a Zoro list for OP03. Let's see, there it is. So this is kind of, more events because we're playing Buggy. So we're running 4 Izo, 4 Buggy, 4 Dodon. Those are our main searchers early game. We want to see those. Running 2 Otama, 4 Makino, 4 Marco, 4 Jozu, a bunch of 2K counters, and Marco still just a really strong card. I feel like it just doesn't matter where you put him. Only 3 Rush Zoro, just because I feel like there's some really strong cards that, like, he's still, don't get me wrong, card is still super good in this deck, but I feel like that some cards are worth trading off Zoros for. Like this card. We're running 4 5-cost Marco. Super good card. Has the Vista effect. Just will never leave your board once you play him, unless you have no cards in hand, so really good. Running 3 Gordon to combo with the Marco. And I'm also running Fire Fist. That's kind of another way to set up with the Gordon. This card was either really good or really bad. I felt like sometimes it put me in a bad spot when I used it, sometimes it put me in a really commanding spot when I used it, so I'm iffy on this card, but I'll play with it more. We'll see. I'm running 4 Whitebeard Pirates. Just having the Izo search into this and search into like a 5-drop Marco. Super strong. We also just won events for the Marcos and the Buggy, so just kind of makes sense. We're running 4 Beam and 4 Guard Point. Just cheap stuff. We're Zoro. We want to use most of our Dawn every turn, so it makes sense to run the cheap stuff. We can go over Film Kid. I don't know. Is this the new one? I'm pretty sure this is the list I've been playing. I don't think I made another one. Yeah. Okay. So this is the list out. Film Kid that I've been playing. Good in OP02, good in OP03. Deck is just strong. Also a lot of fun. So for the film stuff, we're running 4 Chopper, 4 Usopp, 4 Nami, 4 Brook, 4 Frankie, 4 Zoro, 4 Luffy, and 3 Bartos. I know in one of the other videos someone was asking me if you can play this deck without Bartos, and I think you can. I think the deck is strong enough that you can play it without the Barto, but Barto just being a really strong card, letting you pretty much have the 7-cost Kid effect on this Luffy, or just protecting your Nami early game, so I am a big fan of this card, but you can play this without Barto, and I think I was talking with him, you can kind of replace him with like maybe 2 Hawkins, or the 4-drop, or the 5-drop X-Drake, so you have some options there. We're running 3 Ezo, again you could bump this to 4, and then like those 2 slots could be a Basil. We're running 4 Bonnie, 4 Apu, 4 Paradise, and 4 Punk Gibson. These events just work really well with the deck. This will let you kind of block multiple times with your big 7k blocker. This will usually eat up 2 attacks, so very good card. And Bonnie can search a lot of the deck, and it's nice just her being able to search a 2k counter, because she won't be able to search the Chopper. So that's why we chose Apu there. Let's see if I am missing anything. I think that's really about all I've been playing. In case you guys are curious, Big Sexy Man is Ivankov. Don't get it twisted. Yeah, I think that's it. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching.